Shall we play a game?
We got Star Wars Unlimited. We got classic Star Wars games. We got old school D&D, independent RPGs, mini painting, Warhammer, of course, tons of other games. But first, we're gonna need some coffee here on Board Barista Productions. Hey everybody, welcome to Board Barista Productions, Wars Wednesday edition. I almost want to talk about, we got a little playmat giveaway once we hit 500 subscribers. I'm going to be giving away a copy of this official branded Board Barista playmat. So, yeah, if you haven't liked, shared, subscribed, all the cool things, let us know. Let YouTube know we're doing a good job. Please do that now so we can give one of these playmats away to one of you in the future. Wrong thing. I'm still working on getting OBS configured for everything. So, as longtime viewers of the show know, I am a huge fan of the Star Wars CCG as well as Star Wars Unlimited. And coming up on the 17th of January, there is a Retro League starting. So I'm actually going to have, I'm going to make sure I record my videos for being in the Retro League so all of you can see them. And we'll have a little thing, do a little deck breakdown for my Star Wars CCG deck I'm going to be playing once we get a little into that event. I don't want to give away tips too early in the early rounds, but I'm playing EBO on light side. I still haven't figured out what I'm playing on dark side yet. But that's pretty much what I got to say for EBO. Let's dive into what I played this week at the what's it called? The store showdown for set 3 at the Save Point. Remember, if you're in the New Orleans area, Sunday night, we draft every Sunday night at the Save Point. And, yeah, so we did a pack per win for, they got like, it's a small crowd, so we were able to actually, everybody, it was 8 players. So everybody got 3 copies of the promo for playing. Everybody got the top 8 promo. And I think it was like 3 of these little Pop-Tart unmarked set 3 store open play packs, and it was a pack of set 3 per win. This was my only win. So I played Blonde Sabine, or as I like to call her, Mandalorian Barbie. So played that. I lost round 1 versus Garrett. Garrett was playing a pretty typical Garrett deck, a yellow Palpatine, basically control, wrath the board until you can flip Palpatine, steal the best thing on the board, and then just beat you in the face to death. A couple play mistakes. There's a couple times where I just should have taken the 7 damage off of Cad Bane, not let my opponent draw into the cards that he needed in order to actually answer all of my hand, all of my grip. It really was. He just kind of shut me off, and he won it 2-1. Then my round 2 opponent was Fred. Fred was playing, I think Fred was playing green Obi-Wan. So Vigilance green. Yeah, Vigilance green. Really like scared of a lot of his, because I'm playing a very low to the ground space deck, but he's also playing a very punch you in the face, heal all my stuff up ground deck with a little bit of restore in space and sentinels, and kind of made me think through some of the adjustments I want to make. Is really sentinels in space just really shut me down, so I'm like, I need some ways to get around sentinel. I just need some overwhelm packages and just some ways to like eat up a space sentinel. So I've made some modifications to the deck after playing as both Fred and Garrett, and also some modifications thinking during my last one. It was against James. He was playing Quinlan Tarkentown. Man, that deck is mean. Like, he crushed it in at 2-0. I didn't get a single game out of that match. He just beat me and ended up going into the top 4 cut. So we played 3 rounds of Swiss with a cut to top 4 because only 8 players. I dipped after the cut to top 4 because I was like, I got some stuff to take care of around the house. Come home, spend some time with the wife and kid, all that cool stuff. So I just was like, peace out, guys. I'll see you next week. Yeah, let's dive into the deck I was playing. So this is my version of. This is my version of Blonde Sabine I played. So we got typical thing. It's Sabine Wren. I play the 33, the level 13, the 30-point base. It's very much the shell of the deck is the Han, the Lando, the Lando red deck. I played for towards the end of set 2. A lot of like really cheap aggro-y units. Some of the additions that got added into it were definitely the copies of R2D2 of the new R2D2. Just be able to do like when I've got like a bad hand, I can just throw away something to be able to dig for a card I need. Granted, this deck is really low to the ground, so I'm like R2 might be like a sideboard out to bring in to just be like, because in some matchups, I'm just so low to the ground, I was just dumping my hand and was really just this deck is like all gas, no brakes. And it's a rush to be able to like try to win the game before your opponent can actually stabilize. I'm playing the Y-Wing over the X-Wing in this deck because I was thinking, maybe it was like, I remember how good Han Blue was and being able to like, and also thinking about like Anakin, where, chances are they're going to be damaging a lot of their units in order to get that pump and get into me. And I'm like, if they've already done that, and then I can attack with a Y-Wing and just peel off the last couple points of damage, so that way they've traded something up. The Y-Wing, they either got to choose to be like, do I take it to the base or do I take it to the units? And you get to a certain point where this deck where it's just like, I've hit you so hard, you're still a turn away from flipping any. You need to start putting it on your units to be able to get some control. So I was playing that as a meta choice against Annie and against Han Blue, but they're not really in the meta, so I'm like, I'm going to take those out. Made some tweaks to the sideboard. I got Wrecker in there just for like when the games go long, but I'm like, I'm not here to like play until turn 6. Like, this is pure aggro, pure just beat you in the face. I don't want to spend turn 6 dropping a 6-drop. A lot of times in these games, I was not resourcing past 4 or 5 resources. So I'm like, going up to 6 definitely cuts me down on cards, because there's some turns where I was just like, all right, turn 1, I'm going to play 2 1-drops. And then turn 2, I'm going to play a 2-drop and a 1-drop. And just massively just advance my board and just getting into the damage range. So I was like, I don't think I want the Y-Wings anymore. I think, and the fact that it's like, yeah, they get to choose where they're going to put the 2 damage, and I'm only getting 1 damage into the base. Not as effective as it should have been. But I'm going to show you the changes I've made so far, and we'll look at the new version I'm going to be running from here on out, and just doing some testing on Carabas, and the next time I play an in-person constructed deck. Yeah, so this is Blonde Sabine version 2. The main deck switch I did make was I changed those Y-Wings into unlicensed headhunters. Because I do have so many actions and I'm losing the initiative a lot, I can attack with the unsolicited Y-Wing at the end of the turn after I've done all of my shenanigans, keep it untapped, so that way they've already claimed the initiative and I'm just bashing into their base for 3. Then we're just going to untap everything. I like unlicensed headhunter because of that in this low to the ground deck. And this deck is low to the ground. Yeah, when you have a hand that's got it's got like 3/1 drops and a 2 drop, and then you got like some other stuff you can easily resource, it's decent. The downside is, though, it is not a rebel unit, so it does lose some synergy between the Fleet Lieutenant and the Y-Wing. But chances are against like Palpatine, Jango, Quinlan, the Y-Wings are definitely cards you want to side out when you get against them, because they are like one of the few things in the deck that actually like straight up like dies to that, and you're able to get in a lot more options by switching things around a little bit in those matchups. So I'm usually a kind of guy where I'll cut the X-Wings whenever I know my opponent's got a pinger, because it's just a free like restore 2 damage from your base against that. But it is the whole thing of like, you are like, oh, but you get to put 2 onto your opponent. You're like, not really, because sometimes in those big swingy removal matchups, you definitely want to sub in your gunships for your Y-Wings. They'll stick around, they deal more damage themselves, they can take more damage themselves, and you're not actually putting a huge pump onto a unit so somebody can just steal it with Palpatine. So yeah, the Y-Wings in a lot of matches are going to get subbed out for the attack attack gunship, and probably bring in like an extra sneak attack so I can get some cool shenanigans in. Being able to like, definitely sneak attack some of the others. Like sneak attack and Fleet Lieutenant is 5 damage to the face and 2 resources, so it's good. So you might as well just take out 3 X-Wings, bring in the gunship and the sneak attack. What was the other changes I made? So the sneak attack, the gunship in the sideboard, and yeah, the unlicensed hunter in the main, getting around sentinel units in space. Even if you're throwing your other units into their space sentinel to try to trade up, throwing a surprise strike on something, like a surprise strike on the Falcon to be able to take care of a Bright Hope. There's ways to trade up some of the other ships into their space sentinels, get through, and then be able to swing that unlicensed headhunter when they're totally tapped out. Or like, I just love this deck, like how low to the ground it is. It caps off at 5 resources, so you can keep your full grip, and you're just turn 1, 2 threats, turn 2, 2 threats, turn 3, 2 threats, turn 4, like three different threats. You probably don't even have enough cards in hand to actually be able to really stick with this deck, but man, it's good. Man, you play out your entire hand, you're just aggro to the face. All gas, no brakes. Loving it. Loving it. But, yeah, that's what I'm playing. It's standard stock Sabine Blonde, just with some minor tweaks of my own personal flavor in there. I do like the Wolf Pack to be able to reset some stuff. Sneak attack. Okay, so turn 2, you sneak attack out a Fleet Lieutenant. Then you drop the Wolf Pack escort, bounce the Fleet Lieutenant back to your hand. You just got 5 damage, and only lost 1 card. And you can still replay the Fleet Lieutenant on turn 4 to be able to attack with Sabine, or you get the Hotshot Blaster to attack with Sabine. Like, it's good. It's good. Loving this deck. Having so much fun with it. And I'm loving the fact that I actually caught this time around this year. I'm actually going to be able to play in the Retro Classic League for Star Wars CCG. The I've been meaning to play in it for the last 2 years. Ever since I moved down here, I've been wanting to play in it. I found out about it towards the end. I didn't really have the time or ability, I thought, to be able to play it the last year. Well, I'm going to spend some time grinding some games on GEMP to re-affiliate myself with how that software works. It's not as sweet as Carabas is. It's a bit more clunky. It doesn't have the flashy user interface as Carabas does, but it's cool. And I get to play some Star Wars. I mean, if I do good enough in the league, they'll actually send me some sealed packs, and I will be able to crack those on camera. Maybe give us some extra bonus crack-a-pack episodes. But, no, thank you for tuning in, listening to how I'm doing with Star Wars Unlimited. I want you to leave down below in the comment section how you're doing with Star Wars Unlimited, what you playing for a deck, and there's a link to my deck on SuDB, so you can easily save a copy of it yourself and all that cool stuff. Test it out, play it around with it on Carabas if you want, or holotable, or in person. However you play your Star Wars Unlimited, you can just grab the deck list in the video description down below. Also, there's plenty of links down there for ways to support the channel. I know you're listening to the end. Laura's got this outro bet. I'm out of here. Peace.
Hey everybody, thanks for staying till the end of the episode. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook at Board Barista Productions. And if you want to support us, Patreon link at the bottom.